mission, should you choose to accept it, is to review Mission Impossible for its 30th anniversary. Good luck.
Just some scary movie.
Get inside! Get inside! Get inside!
Believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you strange. See people. They don't know they're dead.
About family when family's all that we got. Everything I would do, you.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. So you guys are probably curious what I am doing here. And before I get started talking about today's film, I just want to, share to you guys what I'm going to be starting, like this new thing I'll be doing with my reviews, basically. So, a lot of movie reviewers do this, and, I just thought it'd be fun. I had a lot of fun reviewing all of the Scream movies. I did that leading up to Scream 7's release. And I had a great time, talking about those movies with you guys. Did a ranking of them. I did a ranking of the opening sequences, the killers, all that stuff. I loved talking about the Scream franchise. And it was just, a lot of fun reviewing those movies. So I thought, whenever a movie is, celebrating its anniversary, and say, my theater puts that movie back in theaters for a day or a couple weeks, whatever, and I go and see it, I'm going to come back and I'm going to review that movie. Doesn't matter how many times I've seen it, I'm going to review the movie for you guys and give you guys my thoughts on the film. And, I thought it'd be fun. It doesn't matter what, anniversary it is, whether it's, its 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th, 30th, 35th, 40th, 45th, 50th. It doesn't matter what anniversary it is. I'm just going to be doing that for you guys, and I just thought it'd be a blast. And, it's 2006. It's 2026. And, say a movie came out back in 1996. A movie did, and that's the movie we're going to be talking about today. If a movie came out in 2006, I'm pretty sure Cars did, so it'll be celebrating its, 20th anniversary. So, hopefully they put that one back in theaters, because I love Cars. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing here. So, without further ado, let's actually get going here. Today we're going to be talking about Mission Impossible, released in the year 1996, directed by Brian De Palma and written by David Coop and Robert Towne. The film, of course, stars Tom Cruise, Jon Voight, Ving Rhames, and Henry Czerny. The film follows Ethan Hunt, an IMF agent. On his latest mission, all of his IMF team members are killed, so Ethan Hunt goes rogue and tries to discover who really killed his team and what do they want. Please let me know, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you Did you love it? Please let me know what your thoughts are on Mission Impossible in the comments. Also, all the reviews I do are spoilers, so if you're not okay with spoilers, go watch the movie, then come back and watch this video. Also, I have a lot of content on my channel, so check those out once this video is done. And, so Mission Impossible, baby. Like I said before, I'm going to be, reviewing classics when it's their anniversary and all that, or maybe sometimes even just randomly, say my theater just randomly puts The Dark Knight in theaters. Of course, I'm going to go see it because it's my favorite movie of all time, but, that's not the point. But if they, just throw a movie in there, I might go see it and then review it after, because I just love talking about movies with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and please share anything you want in the comments, unless it's, of course, it's rude. But yeah, just feel free, drop your opinions on Mission Impossible or just any movie conversations you want to have, because I love chatting with you guys, so feel free to do that. Alright, so, yes, let's just get talking about this movie, man. We're going to start off with the positives. Now, before I get talking about the positives, just want to share something here. So, yes, I have seen Mission Impossible before. Last year, before I saw The Final Reckoning, I actually binge-watched the entire franchise for the first time. So I have talked about this Mission Impossible film before. I talked about it when I have my ranking of all 8 films on my channel. So go check that out if you want to see my ranking of all 8 Mission Impossible movies. So I did that ranking, and I did talk about this first movie a lot. And, I actually recently rewatched the entire franchise back in, January. But for some strange reason, I actually didn't watch the first movie or the second film. I watched 3 to 7. I didn't watch 8 either for some strange reason. So still need to rewatch the second film and the 8th film. I'll try to find time to do that. I'm trying to get the 4K for the 8th film. But anyway, I didn't rewatch the first movie for some strange reason. I'm happy I didn't because, my theater put this movie back in for one day. One day for its 30th anniversary. And I was like, what the hell? I got nothing else to do. This could be fun, seeing this movie in theaters. And it certainly was. So let's just jump into the positives here. Okay, and of course I will be talking about spoilers like I already said. First positive for the film I have to go with is, I like the performances and characters. Let's get that out of the way. Tom Cruise, man. Tom Cruise is my favorite actor of all time. He is absolutely incredible in this movie. He delivers such an amazing performance, and this is arguably his best performance in the entire franchise. He is so good. He really, matches the pace of this movie, the really, really emotional, dark, thriller tone of the film. He really matches with that tone. So he is just so freaking good in this movie. You've got Jon Voight in here, who's kind of like his best friend. And Jon Voight's decent in this film. He's not like delivering like an incredible performance in this film. I've seen him in better movies, but he's still decent in this film. Of course, we get introduced to Luther here, Ving Rhames. He's really, really solid in here. He has some funny moments. Really enjoyed him. You've got Henry Czerny. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I know him a lot from from his very small role in Scream 6, and of course, in Ready or Not. And of course, I know him the most from, playing Kittredge in the Mission Impossible franchise. I think that's like his most iconic role. It really sucks that he's not in like any of the other sequels except for, of course, 7 and 8. But, between 2 and 6, he's not in any of those films, which is just really odd to me. But yeah, he's really good in here as well. He has some really great moments. He's like this very serious and focused boss here. I'm pretty sure he runs the IMF. So, yeah, and everybody else in this movie is all great as well. So, the cast, very, very solid. It introduces us to some really iconic characters like Ethan Hunt and Luther and Kittredge, yeah, this film definitely introduces us to that, and everyone does a fantastic job in this film. I love how grounded this movie is. Compared to every single other sequel in this franchise, this is the only Mission Impossible film that is just, like, strictly grounded. It's a, spy mystery thriller. That's what the film is. It's not like this big stunt action film like all of the other sequels are. No, this movie is, like, so different drastically, and it's just blows my mind how we started off so like low and calm, and then we rode the roller coaster up into heaven, and that's where like the 8th film is with the huge stunts like the airplane sequence or the submarine sequence, or Tom Cruise jumping off cliffs with dirt bikes. Like, it's just insane to me that we started off so like low and we got that high up in the air. So I don't know. I'm just trying to find words at this point. But anyway, yeah. So I just love how grounded it is. I love the thriller elements and the mystery of like uncovering this specific mystery, what happened to Ethan's team. And I think it's just executed so well. The film was always engaging. You're always, like invested in the film. You're always like just wondering what happened to his team. What's really going on here. And I think it's just very, very engaging and just keeps you invested the entire length of the film. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something. And yeah, so that stuff is great. The thriller element, this movie is very, very intense. And, let's get into my next positive for the film is the intense sequences in this film. The first Mission Impossible film, one of the most intense movies in the entire franchise. Like, with the exception of Mission Impossible 3 and probably Dead Reckoning. I mean, they're all intense movies, but specifically 3 and Dead Reckoning, I think maybe Final Reckoning as well, probably get the pass, but then I'd probably go the first Mission Impossible film because this movie is very intense. Even though I've already seen this movie just once before going to see it in theaters, I was gripping my chair and I was, even though I knew what was going to happen, I was still locked in, and, it was very, very intense to see on the big screen. And yeah, just I love seeing this movie on the big screen. I love seeing classics on the big screen. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, that was really really cool. But anyway, yeah. So you have like the intense sequences. You have the first sequence where you have the opening mission where they're trying to steal the knock list, and things seem to be going well, and then they take a turn when all of Ethan's team members get murdered, like Jack, Hannah. I'm trying to remember their names. Who was that girl? I forget her name. Whatever, you had his like team members get wiped down, kind of brutal ways. I mean, you have Jack on the elevator gets like, and the elevator goes up, and there's like those spike things that like open up, and you don't actually get to see him, but like still pretty brutal there. Then you have like, I'm pretty sure his girlfriend. I don't know if she actually was his girlfriend, but like they kind of treat it like that. She died. You have the kind of like the big jump scare where the car explodes with Hannah in it. So yeah, it's really intense stuff, and it blew my mind away the first time I watched this movie, where you just see all of his team members get wiped out one by one. It literally blew my mind away. I was absolutely shocked. Like, this is not, I didn't like read the premise or anything, but I thought the film was like him and his team members trying to uncover like this mystery or something. I didn't know that the entire premise of the film was Ethan trying to like uncover what happened to his team. So yeah, blew my mind away. Still does, that all his team members died. You have the really heated conversation between him and Kittredge, where Kittredge kind of reveals that there's like another team that was at the mission as well as like backup or whatever, and it gets intense, and then he like blows up the aquarium restaurant or whatever. That was a very intense sequence. The acting there from Henry Czerny and Tom Cruise is just so freaking good, man. It just blows my mind away how good everyone is in this movie, and it's a very intense sequence. I'm trying to think of other things. Of course, you had the iconic Langley heist. Arguably the most iconic scene in this entire franchise, where he's just hanging there and he trying to steal the knock list. Like, the Langley heist is so good, and that like leads into another positive I have for the film, which is the sound design for this film, where he's like slowly, like dropping down, trying to steal the knock list, and it's just so quiet. There's no score, there's nothing in the background, it's just complete quietness. Like, if a pen drops in the theater, or like hearing people like eat their popcorn, the crunchy noise, you can hear it. I could hear it. It was very, very intense seeing in the theater, even though I knew it was gonna happen. Still, it's intense, and like when you have like the drop of sweat or tear or whatever, and if it falls on the ground, you're cooked. Like, it is so intense, and one of the best scenes from this entire franchise, and one of the most iconic scenes, arguably ever. So, yeah, that's such a great sequence, man. So intense, I love it. And of course, you have the whole train third act. You have the cool helicopter sequence where the villains get defeated. Red light, green light, gum, and you get everything revealed. It's just so good, man. I love all the big sequences in this film. But this movie, it's not an action movie, so we'll get to that later. But anyway, so yeah, love that. But we get some really cool gadgets in this movie, whether you have the red light, green light gun, like I already talked about, or you have like the poison or whatever in the pen, and like squirt it out into the coffee cup. Or it's like the glasses, and you can have like people call on them, and it just introduces us to such cool gadgets, or like you have the face mask thing. Like, it's so freaking cool, man. I absolutely loved it, and I was eating it up all the way through the first time I watched it, and my movie theater experience with this film. So yeah, and of course another positive I have for the film is the very iconic twist at the end of this movie. Mission Impossible films aren't really famous for their huge twists. But this first movie is for sure, because that's what the film is. That's the genre, mystery thriller. So yeah, this movie has a very, very good twist. It revealed that Jon Voight's character of Jim Phelps and his wife Claire Phelps, who we thought was a good person. We thought they were both good. They're good friends to Ethan, and of course the other guy, I keep forgetting. I think it was like Craig or something. The twist that the three of them were all bad, and they worked together and wiped out every single member of Ethan's crew. Very, very good twist. Motive, I honestly couldn't tell you what their motive was, but yeah, a very, very iconic twist. I remember, seeing that for the first time and just being blown away by that amazing twist. The way it's executed, so freaking good, man. You feel for Ethan, how he just, like, he lost two friends. I'm pretty sure Claire was a romantic interest to him. I don't know, like, for sure, but, like, I'm pretty sure that she was a romantic interest. Like, I don't really understand this movie because there's so many characters that are, like, hinted that they're like a romantic interest or whatever, but you don't actually know for sure. So I'm pretty sure Claire was. I'm not totally sure, but it doesn't really matter. But, you feel for him. It's kind of emotional, and it's so intense, just such an iconic and such a great twist at the end of this movie. And the entire train third act, just so freaking good. So, yeah, that's, like, all my positives for the film. I only have a couple negatives, but let's just jump into it. My first negative for the film is, I've already explained this, when I ranked all the Mission Impossible films. I do believe this film is a little slow. It's still a very engaging and intriguing film with all the mystery and the spy stuff and all that. It's very entertaining when it comes to, like, the big sequences. But other than that, I feel like the middle area of the film before the Langley heist and after, when Ethan's team gets wiped out, in that middle section there, it's a little slow, and I feel like this movie needed to, just go at a faster pace and, have it more kind of enjoyable. Like, it's not an atrocious movie. Like, I really like this film. But, like, this movie does take a while to get going, and that's kind of a problem for me. Another one is that this movie doesn't really have any action sequences. And, the Mission Impossible franchise is most famous for its big stunts and big action sequences. And yes, you have, like, the Langley heist and the train third act. Other than that, not really any action sequences at all in this film, which, isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's what makes this film very unique. But still, I just want more action. Every time I watch this film, I'm like, I wish I could be watching the other Mission Impossible films with, like, the huge action sequences and all that. Like, come on, just get on with it already. But, yeah, still a very solid film. I just wish this movie was a bit faster paced and had more action in it. But other than that, really solid film. So I'm going to give Mission Impossible a 7 out of 10. It's not a great movie. It has flaws. But this is a very, very solid film that I really enjoy. It also gives us the very iconic score with the Mission Impossible theme. And, yeah, the performances are amazing. It introduces us to this amazing franchise and these amazing characters. Again, the performances are great. The big sequences that we get, like Ethan's team getting wiped out, or the heated conversation between him and Kittredge, and the train third act, and the Langley heist, like that stuff. Very iconic, so good. The twist at the end of the movie, so freaking good. I love how unique this movie is by, like, being more of, like, a grounded spy thriller, unlike the others. So, yeah, overall, very solid film. I really, really like this movie. Yeah, I'm very excited to review other classics as well. So, have a good one, everyone.